Welcome to the SANDAG iCommute Bike Safety Check. The more you understand your bike, the better you'll be at riding and bike commuting. In many ways, it is a simple machine. If the tires are inflated, the brakes work, the chain is tight, and the wheels are locked on, you should be able to get from place to place safely. With that said, there are many small adjustments that can be made to improve your comfort and efficiency. Check over your bike before every ride. These regular pre-ride checks can help prevent crashes and give you more confidence in your own skills and abilities. The first part of this check is just a diagnosis, much like triage. You will learn to examine your bike sequentially. Repairs and maintenance will come later. Please follow along with your bike. Give your tires a squeeze. They should feel firm. How firm? Inspect the side wall of your tire and find the recommended pressure range. For wide mountain bike tires, it'll say something like 50 to 75 psi. On narrow road bike tires, you'll see a higher range, 90 to 105 psi. If you don't know how these numbers translate to firmness on your bike tire, attach a bike pump to the valve and give it a pump. The pump gauge will tell you what the pressure is. Oftentimes, your pressure is much lower than you would guess. Although it might be hard to pump your tires, this doesn't mean that you're inflating them too much. Your tubes won't explode if you pump to the recommended pressure. Inspect both sides of both tires to make sure that they aren't cracked, dry rotted, or otherwise broken. In the United States, the right lever controls the rear brake. Do this a couple of times. Notice how far you have to squeeze the lever before the wheel locks. If you can pull the lever more than halfway back to the handlebars, the brakes are too loose. The brake pad should be aligned with your rim, and there shouldn't be any obvious signs of wear. Do the same with the front brake, which is controlled by the left brake lever. If you have disc brakes, you can gather the same information even if you cannot see the brake pads clamping on the rotor. You can do a quick visual check of the chain. If you suspect that anything is wrong, you may want to have someone help you, or find a way to prop up your bike. First, take a look at the chain. It should be somewhat shiny and clean. Rust or black grease are both signs that your chain needs to be cleaned, or maybe even replaced. Give your chain a pinch and bend it. The joints should move smooth and the chain should feel soft, not gritty, sticky, or stiff. Wiggle the cranks. There shouldn't be any side-to-side movement, but they should spin smoothly. Inspect the cassette, or cog on a single speed, and the front chain rings to make sure they aren't rusted, dirty, or broken. If you suspect that you have problems with your gears, you can have someone lift up the back of your bike so that you can pedal it and make sure the gears change properly. You might be able to do this by yourself by lifting up the bike and moving the pedal with your foot. You can even take a little ride and test out the gears that way. Depending on your type of bike, you may have many quick-release mechanisms, or none at all. The most common ones are on the wheels. The quick-release skewer goes through the axle inside the hub of your wheel. It allows you to quickly remove your wheel so that you can change a flat. A quick release should be closed taut and aligned with your brake frame. There may also be a quick release on your seat post, caliper brakes, or maybe even somewhere else on your frame, like on some folding bikes. If your bike doesn't have a quick release skewer to hold the wheels on tight, you probably have axle nuts. These must also be firmly tightened to ensure that your wheel is attached to the rest of the bike. The final part of this bike safety check is checking over the entire bike. Pick it up and drop it from a few inches. Give it a side-to-side shake. You're making sure that nothing is loose and going to come off while you ride. Water bottle cages, panniers, and saddles may come loose with time, so give all these things a once-over. Over time, Parts get worn down, chains dry out and stretch, cable housing cracks, and tires rot. If you ignore small problems for a long time, they can become more expensive to repair and possibly even dangerous. If you have discomfort on your bike, a professional can help you figure out if your bike fits your unique body and what parts can be swapped or adjusted to improve your ride. Thank you for participating in a SANDAG iCommute bike education session.